All right, thank you for joining us on Sports Tonight. On this segment of the show, Cecilia, Omorogbe, and Julian are still with me. And together, I want to just focus on something different. I want to focus on Copa America. You know, we did this yesterday on the show, and we are doing it again. So we'll just quickly do that. Guys, we've said a lot already on the program today. We've talked about a whole lot of things. But this is the main one. I mean, if there's any competition, we know it's an Olympic here. We're looking forward to the Olympic Games. But, Julian, this is what a lot of football buffs have been waiting for. Copa America.
Yes, it's a very big tournament, one of the biggest competitions you have in South America. Just like you have the European Championship for European teams, you have the African Cup of Nations, the same way you have the Copa America. And there are a lot of interesting teams that are participating in this competition. Chile are the defending champions. Remember, they beat Argentina in the finals. That's via penalties. And Argentina also there, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. The big teams are there. So it gives room for more competition and more excitement, and we'll definitely see all the big players on display. So I'm looking forward to all the teams. I can't stick my neck out for any team per se, but trust me, it's going to be one of the big teams who eventually win at the end of the competition. Maybe Brazil, it could be Argentina, it could be Chile, or even the host USA. No one is really talking about them. And they have
that would be a
set of players. You know, they are the host team. And remember, Chile won it as the host team last year, so it's very possible that USA could spring an upset. Because for me, they're not one of the favorites, but they are one of the dark horses to win at the end of the competition.
Well, Sisi, the Americans are hosting. Of course, we know the reasons why. This is 100 years of Copa America, and it's a special edition. And the Americans may not just read the script, they may just be the visitors who have refused to go. Well, they are the ones receiving the teams anyway, so we can't really call them visitors. They are the visitors at the same time, they are the hosts.
You know, someone was actually saying that this might look like an exhibition games, so to speak, in the sense that you're having two competitions coming together to actually have this tournament. It was just last year. It's supposed to be every 4 years, but because of the Centenario celebration, so they have to, you know, organize
a special edition.
A special edition. And just check some of the stars who says they won't play, why some will play. James Rodriguez would be leading, of course, the Colombian team and all that. He would definitely want to play the Copa America. He wouldn't want to go to the Olympics. So for him, I think it's important. The likes of Neymar feels, oh, Olympics is more important to me.
We've never won it before.
Won it, so I wouldn't be going for Copa America. So you still have a whole lot of stars to look forward to. Talking about the American teams, I think they've appeared at the World Cup, the big stage, about 10 times.
They've won the World Cup the most times.
They've won the World Cup the most times, or rather, they've appeared most times in the sense that I'm not talking about the Gold Cup, I'm talking about the FIFA usual tournament. And at the end of the day, they reached the semi-final in 1930. I think that's their best appearance at the big stage like that, apart from the Gold Cup. Now, this is Copa America, where you're going to be having the big teams, Brazil, Argentina, and the likes. And the group would definitely not going to help matters. I mean, they're having Colombia in their group. They're having Costa Rica in their group. They're having Paraguay in their group. And check Paraguay, you know, former champions in 1979. That was when they won it. Run-up in 2011. Then the last edition, they got to the semi-final in 2015, another hosted by Chile. And if you also check Costa Rica, that's another big team to also look forward to, because they are also in the same Group A with the Americans.
I think they got beyond the group phase. They got to the second round of the World Cup.
They actually got to the quarterfinals
of the World Cup.
Out by Netherlands. So I think for the USA, they might find it very difficult. Like Cecilia said, that's the group of death, because I've looked at the other groups. It's relatively open. Group A, you have USA, Colombia, Costa Rica, and Paraguay. These teams are great teams, you know, when it comes to playing South American football. So they won't have it easy, you know. But Colombia are one team that I'm tipping to top that group. Like she said, James Rodriguez is the new captain of the side. He's going to be leading out the team. He has not had the best of seasons for Real Madrid, probably because Zizou doesn't like his face, or he doesn't suit his style or something. You know, but it doesn't take away the fact that he's a great player. He had a breakthrough year at the World Cup, his first major tournament. So he's leading out the Colombia side as the skipper, not just as an ordinary player. So the onus lies on him, and he's the biggest player. They have Juan Cuadrado, they have Carlos Bacca, who is from AC Milan. You know, I don't think Falcao will be part and parcel of this team. He has not had lots of football for Chelsea. So anyway you look at it, they have this young man who plays his football in China. That's Martinez. You know, so they have lots of options going forward. They have one of the best attacks in South America as it stands right now. So I'm tipping them to top that group. Maybe USA stands an outside chance of qualifying, maybe a second place, but we should not rule out Costa Rica. Joel Campbell is one of their star players. There's Brian Ruiz, who plays for Sporting Lisbon. So there are lots of talents, you know, in that group. And for me, it's going to go down to Maguire.
Let's talk about Group B very quickly. That's where Brazil will be playing. Brazil, Ecuador, Haiti, and Peru. It looks like what will be an easy group for the Brazilians, but we know from history and the history of Copa America that you take anybody for granted, they surprise you. Haiti, for example, could just become a very, very stubborn team for any of these other guys to beat.
Yeah, it could be, but if you check the Brazilians, I mean, Copa America is a tournament they've won about 8 times, and Ecuador, Haiti, and Peru more like underdogs in this particular group. But if the Brazilians cannot really get out of this group, and
then they have no business.
They have no business.
And that could also be the end of Dunga.
That's it.
Because if they can't come out of this group,
I think they'll come out. But winning the tournament, it's something that's
a different thing altogether.
It's going to be difficult. But then they can obviously just stop the group. I mean, have easy. But Ecuador, I think they might find that tough. Haiti, I mean, that's a country like
and then Peru, they have some decent guys who could, you know, ruffle a few feathers.
It's possible. It's possible in that one.
Let's talk about Group C very quickly. That's where we have Mexico. Mexico, they are a very, very tricky side. This is a very tricky group, if you ask me, because Uruguay won the Copa America before Chile won
2011.
it. Yeah. And then Jamaica, they pulled their weight during the last edition. They were there and they really played some exciting football, gave a lot of teams very difficult games. And Venezuela as well. These are teams that you write them off, then you at your own peril.
Well, obviously will come between Mexico and Uruguay, but I'm looking forward to Wes Morgan. You know, he plays for Jamaica after having a stellar season where he played all 38 games for Leicester City at 90 minutes, it must be said. So we're looking out for the performance he would put up for his country this time around. But for Mexico, a traditional side, but not in the Copa America. They're a very decent team, a team that are known for their doggedness, especially at the heart of the defense. For Uruguay, they'll be looking forward to Luis Suarez trying to deliver for his country after what he has done for Barcelona, scoring 59 goals, you know, for the club side. There's also Edison Cavani, who has not had much playing time for PSG, obviously because of the influence of Zlatan Ibrahimovic at that club. So it's going to be between Mexico and Uruguay, but Jamaica could pull an upset, Venezuela could pull an upset. Those teams have little or nothing to lose, so they'll just go out there, enjoy themselves, and say to themselves, hey, if we win our first game, ruffle 1 or 2 feathers, we can go very far to at least getting out of the group stage and progressing in tournaments.
Let's talk about the last group. You know, usually in every tournament when you say Group D, people say it's Group of Death. I don't know whether you will agree with me, but this is a very, very tough group. Argentina, you have Chile, you have Bolivia, you have Panama. This is I don't know. I don't want to call it Group of Death, but this is maybe the deadliest group of Copa America Centenario.
You actually seen Chile, Argentina. Remember they played the finals in 2011. Of course, Chile, you know, it was a shocker. No one actually expected them to come out tops, winning the tournament for the very first time.
For their first time, beating Argentina on penalties.
Argentina on penalties. Argentina were actually eyeing that record by Uruguay 15 times. They've won it. Now, the Argentines is going to have a full squad, and no doubts about that. So when you're having Lionel Messi and the likes of Mascherano and everyone, Sergio Aguero, everyone coming to the party, I think for me, I think Chile and Argentina will just get out of this group. Alexis Sanchez, of course, will be the main man for the Chileans and all. Of course, you have a Claudio Bravo, the goalkeeper for Barcelona and all that. He'll be Arturo Vidal and all that. So it's a complete squad. I think these are the 2 teams we're going to be looking at. Bolivia and Panama.
Julian is already nodding his head. He doesn't want to agree with you.
But they don't stand a chance.
They don't stand a chance at all. They don't.
For me, I feel this is the easiest group.
That's it.
You know, Argentina and Chile, they have a lot of history between themselves.
So it could be first and second.
Exactly. If Bolivia were playing at home, I could say, okay, yes.
The high altitude could help them.
Because remember, they beating Argentina, was it 6-0 some years
5-0 on the high altitude area?
And all of that. So I think it should be easy peasy. Argentina and Chile probably should qualify. I like the Chile team. The tallest player is Vidal, and he's 5'11". The other players are below 5'11". And you wonder, you're kind of amazed with the way they pass the ball around.
The Argentines are not taller.
Shot out.
The Argentines are not
taller than them. You know, so I'm looking out for Argentina and Chile easily progressing from the group.
Anyway, what we'll do, leading to the tournament is that next week we will take it group by group, focus on all the teams, because a lot of people are sending comments to us that they want us to talk about each team. We'll have time next week to take a look at each team by team in their groups. But today, we've just given you an overview of all the groups that will be taking part, the 16 teams that will be taking part in Copa America Centenary. All right, so Sports Tonight continues after now. Join us again.